I ain't gotta talk to you. If you ain't paying my telephone bills, you ain't paying my automobiles, you ain't paying none of them bills. But if you pay those bills, then maybe we can chill. I'm just like, yo, that's where it all began. So I think that Kim Kardashian influenced a lot of women to be like her and to only want rich things and to only be around rich men. Most of the men that Kim Kardashian dated, especially after Ray J, were all very successful, rich. I mean, a lot of them happen to be black men, but they were all like football players, rappers, actors, or whatever the heck. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, and then her sisters followed the same, tradition. And it wasn't really about being a good woman, like at home, or being a wife, or, she became a wife and she started a family, but that wasn't what she was pushing. She did all that like after she had already just like kind of like did it all. She banged pretty much half of Hollywood or all of Hollywood. And then after that, then she's like, okay, I think I'll have a child with Kanye. It was like, wasn't Kanye like on that reality show for a minute? And like she was dating some basketball player, or she was married actually to some basketball player, but she was like friends with Kanye. This is why I always tell people, man, your wife should never have male friends. You know what I'm saying? But in my personal opinion, but she had Kanye was like her friend, and then according to Kanye, he says, yeah, when she was married to him, we were still best friends or something like that, I think he said. And I'm just thinking like, yo, yay. She banged like all these dudes, all these rappers, all these football players. And then after she was like already kind of ran through the whole industry, then it's like you come through and want to start a family with her and you thought that was really going to work out? Let me tell you something, man. First of all, this is a side note. If your girl is taking a bunch of selfies on Instagram, I don't care if she's a paid influencer or she's just doing it for fun. If she's doing it for fun, that's even worse. But even if she's a paid influencer, that's a woman that I think personally that you should not take seriously. And that is the reason why I'm saying that is the downfall of American culture. There's a lot of women that follow those footsteps and want to be Kim Kardashian. I mean, don't you think that it's a little bit of a coincidence? And again, I don't believe in coincidences, but don't you think that it's a little bit of a coincidence that there's a lot of women, maybe not all over America, but if you go to like major cities like New York, Hollywood, LA, Miami, even like some parts of Texas, and you know what I'm saying? Like some places out there, I'm sure Atlanta, you see a lot of women that have that look, you know what I'm saying? Like that Kim look, or just that look, just like they dressing like that, they wearing their hair like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like it's not very far off from being a stripper. You know what I'm saying? Like what you used to see when you see women wearing at strip clubs is now what you see women wearing in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But then if you try to holler at them, then that brings me back to point 3. Are you a scrub? Are you going to pay my telephone bills? Are you going to pay their automobiles? That's what it brings it down to. So if you see them walking down the street and you're like, oh man, she look good, I want to holler at her. That's the first thing that she's sticking in her mind. And now we got these social media apps like Instagram, where now these women have so many men that are simping. And this is why I tell men that y'all got to get off of Instagram, because y'all are simping and you're making it worse for those of us that are alpha males. But then not only that, but you're also inflating these women's egos, where half of these women are never going to probably talk to you ever in person. You're even lucky if you get even a response in the DM. Okay? I even see rappers simping. Like I saw that email or DM that Quavo sent to Saweetie when they started beefing. That female rapper Saweetie, when they started beefing, she went and started posting his DMs on Twitter. Like she started exposing him, basically saying this nigga's a simp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to tell you, it's like, but he got the money. He's making money. He's a rapper. He's doing songs with Drake. Like he's out there. He's big time. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the end of the day, what happened when they broke up? She basically started exposing the text messages and exposing all the DMs saying, this dude's a chump. He's a simp. Look, when I told him if he want to date me, the first thing she asked him is, what that money looking like? So I'm telling y'all, man, this is on a simp level, even on a larger scale. And that brings me to another point, to where it's like, it's almost like the record company who is ran by the, who is ran by, how do I say this word? Because it sounds like when you say this word, you get in trouble. It sounds like a lot of this was pushed by an agenda that was pushed by the record companies to make these women only want to date rich men and forget about the average man, or whatever you call average. Like, oh, if he's making less than 6 figures, 7 figures, that's an average man. This man needs to be making at least $500,000 or more. So all the men that are making like $500,000 plus, you know what I'm saying, or at least $250,000, they're taking all the women now. So now we're going back to the times of, I believe that this is the times of like when you had men that would conquer empires and kill everybody and then take all the women and make all the women their wives and then have children with them. You know, we don't even have to talk about the historical leaders that did that. But, you know, you guys can study a little history and see that this was going on since the beginning of time. I feel like we're going back into that culture now where it's like, okay, all of men out here, all of us men that make like over $500,000, we're going to take all the women. Women do not mind sharing high value men. Okay, if you're a man that's just average or below average, or, you know, you just got a basic 9-to-5 job and you're just barely paying your bills and you're just barely getting by, and you can't take her on expensive trips, you don't drive a nice car, you know, or an expensive car, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have all these nice extravagant things. And more importantly, you can't get these extravagant things for her, then you're just considered a basic dude. You know what I'm saying? And it almost seems like what I'm trying to say is that it seems like an agenda was pushed to create that because they had Destiny's Child. You know what I'm saying? And all of them pushed that message out there that corrupted the minds of young women. So that's my point, man, that we are now in this culture where women have no respect for men. You know, also these dating apps made it even worse. I mean, maybe in the first beginning when it came out, it was like, oh, you know, this is convenient. I don't have to go out to the club or to the bar to try to meet somebody. I can just try to do it online. But then now we see the downfall of that. Now we see that that has actually ruined the social status in America. Y'all tell me what you think. I mean, I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comments, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I can even go deeper in this, and I might do like a part 2 on this. So what if it's like these guys that are making all this money are paying the labels to say, hey, you know what? Put this message out here. Put that message out here because I want all those women. You know what I'm saying? I want all the women, and this is the message that I want out there. And because I have the money to pay for it, I can pay you, the record companies, to put this message out here. I'm telling y'all, man, I really think that a lot of this is by design. I really think that a lot of it is by design, man. But I will say, man, Instagram is an app that needs to be deleted from your phone, especially if you're a man. I think that mostly all women are on Instagram. I think that mostly all women are posting their selfies on Instagram before they send it to you. I think all women have a bunch of men in their DMs on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on dating apps. So if you piss them off or if you say something that they don't like, and this goes back to Western women, they'll just delete you and just move on to the next because they probably got a bunch of 10 other Chads and whoever else in their DMs asking them what's up. So they could just be like, oh, what next? You know what I'm saying? What next? You know, and that's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I just want y'all to understand where we're at.